We are the Gujarat Technological University. Since its inception over a decade ago, GTU has been empowering young and curating minds to realize their true potential. Over 4 lakh inspired students are enrolled with one of the premier academic universities in India. With more than 450 affiliated colleges in its fold operating across 5 zones of the state, GTU, the International Innovative University, your place to move forward.
Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss about validation control in ASP.NET. The validation control in ASP.NET are used for validating the data that is entered in an input control such as text box. The validation control are invoked when a user entered data on a web page and then submit it to the server. Okay, so when validation control comes into the picture, when we have some web page on that web page, if we are using input controls and if we are going to enter some data into that input control, and if we want to validate that particular inputted data or inputted text will be in form of some specific format. For example, if we want to enter age, then the input must be an integer value. So such kind of validation if we want to do, then we have to use validation control. These control are invoked to test whether the data entered by the user is correct or not. The validation control display an error message on the screen if any data entered in the input control is invalid. If we entered the invalid data into our input controls, then that validation control gives an error and that error is displayed on our display. The data is validated every time it is entered by the user, and the data is valid only when the error message disappear. Okay, so every time user enter the data, validation control validate it, and it will give the error message till proper data will not enter. If user entered a valid data, then error message will disappear. These are the some validations control available in ASP.NET. First is required field validator control. Next is range validator control. Next is regular expression validator control. Next is compare validator control. And last one is custom validator control. Okay, now we'll start with the first validation control, that is required field validator control. Before it, we have to discuss a base validator class. This is the class which is used for validation controls, and this class is a, we can say, base class for all validation controls. The base validation class provides basic implementation required for all validation controls. Namespace for this base validator class is system.object, system.web.ui.control, system.web.ui.webcontrols.webcontrol, system.web.ui.webcontrols label and system.web.ui.webcontrols.web base validator. Okay, we can see over here a label control is used. Why it is used? The label control is used to display the error messages. So in each and every validation control, label control will be there. Okay, now we'll discuss about properties available for base validator class. First is control to validate. It is used to handle an input control such as network control which need to be validate. Next is display. It is used to handle the behavior of error message in a validation control. Next is enable client script. It is used to handle a value indicating whether or not client side validation is enabled or not. Next is enable It is used to handle a value that indicate whether or not the validation control is enabled or not. Next is error message. It is used to handle the text for the error message displayed in a validation summary control where validation fails. Next is fork error. It is used to handle the color of message displayed when validation fails. Next is validate. This property is used to handle a value that indicates if the associated input control passed validation or not. Next is set focus on error. This property is used to handle a value that indicates if the focus is set on control or not. Specify by the control to validate property when validation fails. Next is text property. It is used to handle the text displayed in validation control when the validation fails. And last one is validation group. It is used to handle the name of the validation group to which this validation control belongs. Apart from these, two methods are available. First is validate method. It helps in performing validation on the associated input control and updates the is validate property. Next is get validation property method. It is help in determining the validation property for a control if it exists. Now we'll discuss about required field validator control. The required field validator control is the simplest control and is used to ensure that the user has entered the data into input control such as text box to which it is bound. Okay, so this required field validator control generally used to check data are inputted into the particular input control or not. Okay, for example, if you are entering data for buying a t-shirt in an input control, it is necessary to enter the size of t-shirt. If you do not enter the value of the size, the validation control display an error message. Namespace for required field validator are system.object, system.web.ui.control, system.web.ui.webcontrols.webcontrol, system.web.ui.webcontrol dot label, system.web.ui.webcontrols dot base validator, system.web.ui.webcontrol dot required field validator. Okay, apart from it, a property is available for required field validator control, and it is initial value property. It handles the initial value of the associated input control. The required field validator class has no inherited methods or event, and it inherits the event and method of the base validator class. So over here we are not discussing the methods and event for the required field validator control. uh, Over here we can check the tag for the required field validator control. It is start from ASP colon required field validator. Then we have to mention the ID. For example, ID equals to, I'm giving ID RFV1. Then we have to write run it equals to server. Then we have to write error message over here. For example, I'm putting a error message. You cannot leave it blank. Okay. Okay, now we'll see an example for this required field validator control in Visual Studio. Okay, so in Visual Studio, I already uh, make a project with the name required field validator exam, and inside that project, I already insert a web form with the name index.xpx. Now I'm going to design part of it. I'm taking a label firstly. As usual, we are just giving a message that this example is for required field validator. Okay, so example for required field validator. Okay, Now I'm going to enter another label. We'll make a application like that. There will be two text box. One is for username and second one is password. And we are applying required field validator on this both text box. Okay, so user cannot leave it blank. Okay, so for that I'm taking a label control and I'm just putting a message inside, or I'm just putting a caption on this label, that is enter user name. Okay, then I'm just drag and drop a text box control from here and just put it over here. I'm just changing the id of this text box and giving it txt user name. Okay, then I'm going to enter another label to give a message to user that enter a password. For example, enter password. Okay, then I'm going to add a text box just beside this label control, and I set the id of this text box, that is txt password. Okay, and I also going to set one another property of this text box control, that is text mode, because this is a um, password control. Now we are taking a button over here, and that button is for submitting the data. Okay, so I'm changing the caption of it to submit. Okay, now how we have to use required field validator control. Okay, for that, firstly we have to go to toolbox, then we have to go to the category, that category is validation. Okay, from that category we have to drag and drop the required field validator control. Okay, so we just drag and drop the required field validator control. If we want to you drag the validator control for username, then we have to just uh, we have to just drag that control just beside the text box of username. Then we are taking an another required field validator for password and just drag and drop that control just beside the text box of password. Okay, now on the username required field validator, I'm just going to change the firstly error message. For the example error message, user name cannot be empty. Okay, then few more property we have to change. That first property for this is control to validate. Okay, so over here we can see that control to validate property, and inside that control to validate property we have to give the id of that particular text box on which we are going to implement this required field validator control. So this required field validator control is for username, so we have to select txt username. This is the id for that username text box. Okay, now we are doing uh, same thing for the required field validator for password. Firstly we have to change the error message and give the error message that uh, password cannot be empty. Okay, then I'm set the property that is control to validate, and I'm setting it to txt password because the id of the password text box is txt password. Okay, okay, that okay, that's it for the designing and coding portion. We don't have to write any code in backend, just we have to design and validation control will be done. Okay, now we are going to run this application by clicking on run button. It will take me to the Google Chrome. Okay, so our output will be like this. Okay, it is asking for username and password. If I am entering on submit button, see, it will give us a error that username cannot be empty and password cannot be entry. If I'm entering something into the username, for example, John, okay, and I submit it, then it will give us error that password cannot be entry. If we will enter data into the both text box, then and then it will go for the submit. You can check there will be no error, and we are using this text box as a password. That's why after submitting it will reset the value. Okay, so that's it for this required field validator control. And our next control is the range validator control. The range validator control checks whether or not the value of the input control is inside a specified range of values or not. Okay, so if we have some problem like that, if we want to enter age, or we want to give some constraint like that, that age must be between 20 years to 40 years. For this kind of problem we have to use this range validator. It will set some range. If user will enter some value outside the range, then it will give error message. If a user will enter the value inside that particular range, then and then value is submit. Okay, to set the type property to the data type of the value, the data type can be used for the value are string, integer, double, date and currency. It means that we can apply or we can use range validator control for this many of data types. Namespace available for the range validator control is system.object, system.web.ui.control, system.web.ui.webcontrols.webcontrol, system.web.ui.webcontrols.label, system.web.ui.webcontrols.base validator, system.web.ui.webcontrols.base compare validator, and system.web.ui.webcontrols.range validator. Apart from these, properties are also available for range validator control, and those properties are what is control to validate. It is used to contain put control to validate. Next is minimum value. It is used to set or obtain the minimum value of the validation range for the range validator control. And next is minimum value. This property is used to obtain or set the maximum value of the validation range for the range validator control. And next next property is type. We already discussed probable value of the type property is string, integer, double, date, and currency. We can see the range validator tag over here. It is like ASP colon range validator. We have to mention some ID over here. For example, ID equal to RV1. Then we have to write run at equals to server. Then we have to write error message. For example, value must be between given range. Now we'll see an example for the range validator control in Visual Studio. Okay, so in Visual Studio, I already take a project with the name range validation control, and this project is of a web application. I already add a web form into this project, and that is index.aspx. Go to the design portion of it, and we'll start the example by taking a label control and just give the message that this example is for range validator. So I'm writing example for range validator. Then I'm going to develop this application for two things. We have to take two input from the user. First is age of the user, and second one is date of birth of the user, and we will apply range validator on it. Okay, so I'm taking a label, enter your age. Okay, then I'm putting a text box over here. Okay, and I'm just set the text box property to txt age. Okay, then I'm taking another label control and just set the caption of it by setting the property text property, that is enter your date of birth. So I will like write this date of birth dob, and I also write the format for it, that is 4 time y dd. Okay, so it will be like this. Okay, now just beside this I am putting an text box control. Okay, and I'm just setting the id property of this text box control to txt dob for the uh, because it is for date of birth. Okay, I'm going to put a button over here, and this button is for nothing but submit. Okay, so I'm changing the caption, I'm writing submit. Okay, now I'm going to implement the range validator control. Okay, for that I'm going to drag and drop the range validator control from validation category of the toolbox. So range validator I am drag and drop just beside the both the text box. Okay, okay, I'm selecting the first range validator control, and this is for age. I'm changing the error message, I'm giving the error message like that: invalid age, please enter age between 20 to 40. So I am setting a constraint over here: user can enter his age between 20 to 40 only. If he or she will enter the value outside the range, then that this range validator control give error message. Okay, so apart from this error message property, we have to set the property that is control to validate, and for this we have to set this as txt age, because we have to apply this range validator control on text box we are using for age. Okay, then we have to set two more property, that is minimum value and maximum value. We'll firstly set the maximum value by 40, because we have to give the range between 20 to 40, and set the minimum value to 20. Okay, one more property we have to set for this range validator control, and that is type. Okay, over here default type is string, we have to set is integer, because the inputted value will be 20, and 20 to 40, it means the age will be some integer value. Okay, now we are going to set the range validator control, and it is for date of birth. Firstly we will set the error message. Okay, for that over here we'll set the error message like this: invalid date of birth, it must be between 1988 0101 to 2028 0101. So I will give error message like this. Okay, then we have to set control to validate property, and we have to set txt dob. Okay, next is we have to set minimum and maximum property. For example, we are setting minimum maximum value is 2028 and 0101. Okay, then we have to set 2000, sorry, 1988 0101. Okay, apart from this we have to set one more property, that is type, and over here probable value of it is date. Okay, because we are doing for date. Okay, so that's it. Now we are going to run our program. I just click on the run button, it will take me to the Google Chrome. Okay, so it will give output like this: enter your age. Okay, so for example I'm entering age 10. Okay, it is not in our range, so it will give error message: the age invalid age, please enter age between 20 to 40. For example, I'm entering 22. Then this error message will disappear because this inputted value is between the given range. Same for the date. For example, I'm entering 1987. Okay, it is outside our range. Okay, and I'm just clicking on the submit button. It will give us invalid date of birth. It must be between 1988 01012 to 2028 0101. Okay, if I am set the value something like this 1990, now it is in our range, so error message will disappear. Okay, now I want to highlight a problem over here. If we are not entering any value and I'm just click on submit, it will not give any error message. Okay, some error message will be there because we are not entering any value. For this we must have to use required field validator control with this range validator control. So now we are going to set this required field validator control with the range validator control. For that we have to just drag and drop the required field validator control also. Okay, for the both text box like this. Okay, and we will set the required field validator controls message like age cannot be empty. Okay, and I'm setting the property that is control to validate. This is for age, so that's why I'm selecting txt age. Same for the date of birth, and for that required field validators error message property will be dob cannot be empty. And one more property we have to set, that is control to validate. We have to set it txt dob. That's it. Now we are going to run it by clicking on run button. Now if we are going to click on submit button, then it will give us error message that age cannot be empty, date of birth cannot be empty. Okay, so that's it for the range validator control. In our next lecture we will discuss regular expression validator control, compare validator control, and custom validator control. That's it for today's lecture. Thank you very much.